What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Big shout out to Benny Show. I literally was struggling, trying to get the right post up. Been a little bit crucial today. Been a cruise. I had my links for my X video up, from X, and all my links. But I like going through like the New York Post and like different stuff like that, and everything it's just messed up. So big shout out to Benny. Got to check this video out though. Definitely got to check this video out. Definitely big update. Let's jump right into it.
Now, in a world of cell phones, cameras, filming everything all the time, I assume there's going to be some footage that comes out. In fact, I know there's going to be footage that comes out because that footage is already slowly being released here. Now, Austin Metcalf, his Karmelo Anthony, is facing capital punishment charges in Texas. Now, the way it works in Texas is because Karmelo Anthony was 17 at the time of the he can't face the death penalty. There's been Supreme Court rulings on this. He's not allowed to be penalty punishment. But he can spend the better part of the rest of his life in prison for this. He is being tried as an adult, and capital is the highest possible charge in the state of Texas. And guess what? There's footage. School refuses to release video of Austin Metcalf fatal stabbing. Wow, would you look at that? School officials in Frisco, Texas have confirmed that they do have surveillance video showing them. Still, they haven't released the footage to the public. Texas school won't release the video. They have the stabbing on a surveillance tape. Now, why would this be important? Well, you'd obviously hinge the entire case on whether Austin Metcalf was in some way behaving violently, and maybe you could get a lower sentence or something like that. You know, there's going to be no justification for his right. And you know, unless Karmelo Anthony can prove, like in our state, right, in the state of Florida, you have castle law. You're not required to retreat. If somebody's threatening your life, you're not required to retreat. Same thing in Texas. If he can prove, if his defense can prove that his life was in danger, you'd have to have a situation where.
But I feel like that's the thing. Like I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I'm gonna let some more of this video play. But look, check it out. I want y'all to, and I know y'all gonna agree with what I'm saying here. The first thing that I gotta say is there's multiple videos of actually what happened. You know, this is a 2-in-1. Think about it. There's multiple videos of what happened. Let's start off by that. From witnesses, there's over 30 witnesses between students that you know were there for the event, staff, and coaches. Over 30. They gathered all those witnesses up, got on buses, took phones, got all those videos gathered. They have plenty of videos that will be shown. My thing is, if this was the other way around, those videos would have been out. Those videos would have been out. That's my first thing I'm going to say. The second thing that I'm about to say is that I look at this and I feel like they're not showing this because they're already knowing the outcome that it's going to be. If y'all haven't noticed, Dominique Alexander hasn't said anything about Karmelo. Hasn't said anything about Karmelo. I'm telling y'all, everything about this is very odd, and I'm pretty sure they know the outcome of this.
His life was threatened to be able to make that case at all. Okay? As we know now, he was just in the wrong tent. He was told he was in the wrong tent. The end. So you'd want, obviously, that footage to show someone behaving very aggressively and threatening the life, right, of Karmelo Anthony. It's almost like they're deliberately hiding the footage because they know it would make somebody look bad and it doesn't fit the narrative that they're trying to push. Mm-hmm. Remember, it all hinges on this whole self-defense claim.
I guarantee it's going to come out and it's not going to be self-defense. It's not going to be self-defense. And y'all want to know the crazy thing that's going to happen when it comes out that it's still not self-defense? Everybody that donated, you know, Black Lives Matter, they called themselves, and I don't know why, because they done ran off, took all the money, and bounced on them. Same people that's sitting there, you know, the black folks that, you know, and not all, but a good helping of black folks that praised them, called them hero, saying this, saying that, even though it's not going to come out self-defense, I feel like it still is going to get wild, still going to get crazy, and they're going to make it like it was, knowing that is not. I'm telling y'all.
Gentlemen, some people are starting to get the footage. Reporters are starting to get access to the footage. And they're starting to write articles like this, which are not good for Karmelo Anthony. I watched the footage of the race crime that split America. What I saw shocked me, and it's going to flip the case. It was just after 10 a.m. on April 2nd. Typical high school track meet. Students were warming up and stretching. Spectators, students took cover under a tent. The atmosphere was calm and uneventful. And then suddenly bloodshed. In a matter of seconds, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony fatally stabbed 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, transforming the rain into a crime scene. On Monday, the Daily Mail became one of 2 news organizations granted access to the surveillance footage of the incident, a case shocked the nation and ignited race debates. The 40-minute surveillance video, recorded from a stationary camera opposite side of the football field, captures the 10 minutes leading up to the attack and the desperate efforts by Metcalf's twin brother and others to save his life before paramedics arrived. Metcalf, a student at Memorial High School, was stabbed after confronting Anthony, who attended Centennial High School, sitting under a tent, the team he was not affiliated with. Okay? Fine. Anthony has admitted to the stabbing, but maintains that it was self-defense. The truth will come out. Initially, Frisco police said the altercation between the teens led to a violent encounter. However, the footage reviewed by the Daily Mail at the Frisco Independent School District's headquarters shows no sign of a physical confrontation.
Listen, y'all, that's the end of the video. It's the end of the video. Right there. It's the end of the video. Just I'm telling y'all, bro. Right here. Remember how everybody, Austin pushed him, he touched him, he pushed him back. The twin brother jumped on him too, and they jumped him, and they did this and they did that. Oh, it's over with. It's over with. However, the footage reviewed by the Daily Mail at the Frisco Independent School District's headquarters shows no obvious physical confrontation between the two prior to the stabbing. It says it right here, bro. So what that means is common sense. It's over with. That's why the video is not out. They're trying to get every single little thing that they can. They trying to figure out, okay, did he push him here? Did he? Let's see if we can get this angle. Let's see. No, it's over with. It's all right there. Case closed. We know he's guilty. They know he's guilty. Telling y'all.
Between the two, prior to the stabbing. The Daily Mail did not detect anything that indicates chaos that was about to ensue. Like, let's say, I'm not a lawyer, but let's just assume that you saw punches being thrown, right? Somebody was being hit. Somebody felt like their life was being threatened, okay? There are states where you don't have a duty to retreat legally. If you feel like your life's being threatened, you can protect yourself. Again, Texas is one of those states. Castle law, if you feel like somebody's entering your home or somebody breaks into your house, you have a right to defend yourself. You have no idea what they're bringing into your house. You can take the matter into your own hands and you'll get an award for it, right?
But the fact that it says no obvious physical confrontation tells you everything.
That's how it works here, how it works in Texas. But you're going to have to really have solid evidence that you were in a life or death situation here. Because what you did was you gave a death sentence to Austin Metcalf without a trial. So you're going to have to prove that he was really ready to kill. And that he wasn't just, saying things you didn't like. Which is, according to all available evidence, what happened. Austin Metcalf came in, told Karmelo Anthony to get the hell out of his tent. Anthony didn't like that disrespect. And so, like any honor student, he just pulled out the extremely sharp tactical knife from his backpack and stabbed someone to death. Based on perceived verbal insult. That's exactly what happened here, trust me. Okay, trust me. All available evidence points to that. Anyway, look at this. They saw the footage. Daily Mail did not detect anything that indicated chaos was about to ensue. Strict guidelines were enforced for viewing the footage. Reporters were only permitted to take handwritten notes and were barred from capturing or republishing stills. The district allowed limited release because the students' identities are not easily discernible in the video. Captured by a high-angle camera positioned near the press box typically used for football broadcasts, the camera shows the tent at the top left of the screen. Students are seen sitting idly by it, waiting for the competitions to start. It's a helpful little diagram here. Here's the tent location, and here's where the body was moved after the stabbing. You can see here, obviously, the crime scene there at the tent. Austin Metcalf dies in his brother's arms, an honor student, potentially to play on his way to play college football. Anthony's family.
He was definitely on his way to play college football, right? Because his brother, I'm pretty sure his brother got a lot. I've been keeping up. You know, that's kind of what I try to do. Obviously, is keep up with everything. But I've been keeping up with Megan's, his mom Megan and Jeff's post, whether if it's on X, whether if it's on Facebook, and he has a lot of offers. He's been a lot of offers. So I'm very thankful for that. And prayers go out to him, you know, his family, and praying that everything, you know, works out for him. And you know, sorry for the loss. Definitely is messed up and crazy, but I definitely see that regardless. And it's not a skin, man. People gotta stop commenting on it. This ain't got nothing to do with no skin color. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. That made it out to be, obviously, but from me, it's just this right or wrong thing. And I look at this as being wrong, and I definitely look at it as being wrong just for the simple fact that they're dragging this out like he's some kind of hero or he's some kind of, this is self-defense and he's this amazing. Like, no, he made a choice. Now he has to face it, bro. Like, they got to stop playing. At this point, just release, you know, the videos from those witnesses. You know, we obviously see, you know, from a reporter, it typed out that it says no physical, there's no obvious physical confrontation between them. So mainly it was just words. From my understanding, this is just words. It's all just words, and he did what he did. Now, you know, guilty.
Moved to a mansion, $900,000 mansion. And Karmelo Anthony's been rewarded for this action. It's completely evil. Seemingly out of nowhere, it becomes apparent the moment has happened when armed Anthony attacked Metcalf. The stabbing itself is not visible on camera. The reaction is immediate. Students are seen fleeing under the tent. Police later confirmed that Anthony fled the scene, cannot be clearly identified in the footage. Moments later, two people can be seen carrying the injured Metcalf down the bleachers to a walkaway at the bottom seating area. The individuals included some adults rushing to his side to help. As the rain begins to fall, Metcalf's visibly cradled in the arms of his twin brother, bleeding heavily as they await emergency services. His two sons were together. It took only 10 minutes for the ambulance to arrive after the stabbings. The paramedics are seen at the gate near the end zone, driving to the yard line as they took a stretcher out back.
I'm actually surprised about the whole ambulance thing, too. And I say that because, like, the high schools that I went to, they have an opening. They have an opening between, you know, the gates where the stands is and, you know, within, you know, the track, you know, the leads off into the football field. So them going all the way around, I definitely feel like that high schools need to have better access, regardless. But that's just me. That's my opinion. But I definitely feel like they need to have better access because you never know what will happen in the stands, as there are still students, parents, staff, you know, and whatnot, you know, coaches even in those stands. And I just look at the simple fact that it's pretty crazy. Even knowing that he did stab him, you know, obviously, you know, in the heart, as you know, it definitely sounds bad. Even me just saying that, you know, anything can happen. You know, and they're looking at the simple fact things can happen on the field, you know, on the track. Obviously, that's what the event is for. But I definitely found that odd. You know, it took 10 minutes to get all the way around. It's pretty crazy.
The vehicle, they seemed to realize they needed to take another route to the gravely wounded Metcalf. They walked back towards the end zone through another entrance to the bleachers. The medics eventually reached Metcalf. However, the treatment administered is obscured by the ambulance. Police are seen covering the area near the tent with a blue tarp, presumably to preserve evidence in the pouring rain. Representatives from the Frisco Police Department did not immediately reply for requests. The ambulance with Metcalf inside did not leave the stadium until 10:27, nearly half an hour after the stabbing. He was pronounced to hospital. Police can be seen investigating under the tent. Final few minutes of the video before it ends.
Man, that's sad, bro.
Here's all I'm asking in this situation.
That's sad, bro. Like, even just thinking about this is sad, bro.
Justice. That's it. I don't need extra special punishment. You just need to try it the same way you should try anything. Justice is blind. You need to simply dole out the punishment. It just doesn't matter what was said. And clearly, according to this report, which is the only detailed report I've seen from a credentialed reporter who's seen the video, there is zero evidence of anybody acting in a manner where you'd assume that your life is under threat.
Exactly.
which is the only possible defense here.
Exactly.
That someone was threatening my life, right? That I was about to be. Therefore, I had to fight back, right?
Exactly.
Case closed. Karmelo Anthony was stealing, instigated the fight, and stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. I hope he rots in jail. They still haven't released the camera footage, by the way. It's been 6 weeks. It showed Austin Metcalf. If it showed Austin Metcalf as the aggressor, it would have been released 6 minutes after the stabbing. You know that as a matter of fact.
I told
Why
y'all.
don't they just release it?
I told y'all.
Why don't they just send it, right? They could have released this footage and stopped the violence and misinformation, but they didn't. Austin Metcalf is a hero who tried to save others from a scumbag who flashes a weapon. Second degree should be the charge, though. Ladies and gentlemen. They'll eventually have to release it because it's going to be shown at trial. All available reporting says they're going to use this at trial, along with, of course, the firsthand witnesses. Lock them up. Lock them up. Capital murder charges.
You can tell that this messes with a lot of people, though. Like, I've seen plenty of Benny videos, but just the way, like, you can just tell how he's looking. Just how sad this whole case is, and that's why I've been following up with it for a while. There aren't many people that do. I know I've been seeing the Quartering that's been keeping up with it. Okay, Rick that's been keeping up with it. Myself. My girl Chris TV, if y'all haven't subscribed to her, she's actually going to be doing a video on it as well. She's been keeping up with it as well. And there's a couple others, but really on top of this, there are only a few that's on top of it keeping up with this case. I've been seeing that I forgot his name. I'm so mad I forgot his name, but the Reverend on X, he's definitely been keeping up with it. Sarah Fields been keeping up with it. She's the main one that has been emailing, talking to clerks. I'm talking about everything, getting information. She's even talked, and I don't, like I said, I don't like putting out people business at all, and I won't. I definitely don't do that. But one thing about it is Karmelo Anthony's dad definitely is a very disrespectful person from the things that I saw, the message that I saw. I'm telling y'all, and it definitely is. It's pretty wild when it comes to how bad they're trying their hardest to defend Karmelo Anthony, knowing that he's guilty, knowing that he obviously was the aggressor, and did what he did, but still want to protect him, still want to call him hero. But one thing about it is that the truth obviously will come out. The videos from these witnesses definitely will come out. And honestly, I'm geeked up. I'm definitely ready for it. I'm ready to show y'all more and more. And even after, that I feel like a lot of other things will unfold as far as, and I'm really hoping and praying that they do get the justice they deserve. I've been seeing multiple times of how that it's just like they've been getting pushed on the back burner. You know what I mean? And I'm speaking on Metcalf's family, because you see so many things that's happening for Karmelo Anthony's family. If y'all haven't seen, they're getting T-shirts made. So many people that's been donating to him, and his family. Advocate security, so-called security, the fake security. And all, I find it completely insane. The houses, the cars, everything. It's completely insane to me. But definitely praying they get the justice they deserve. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Let me know y'all comments and thoughts on this down below. And y'all obviously see the reporter said there's no obvious physical confrontation within it. There is not at all. It's more so, as y'all can see, words. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm telling y'all, bro. Guilty. At the end of the day, how I look at it, guilty off bat. And that's why they're not releasing it. Trying to get every single thing that they can, and it's not there. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit that subscribe. I definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.